But with the neighbor is the most important story. This is why we get 89% reader rate. People want to know who is that on the cover? Like, this is Raymond Wilson, just retired from Silver State Bank. He is someone that most small businesses know. You know, I have a lot of seniors.
Hey there, today we're going to be discussing this really cool magazine that I know a lot of you get in the foothills. So with my friend Penny Tindall, she's the publisher. She's going to come here, she's going to talk to us all about it. Why it matters? Because so many of my clients go, why am I getting this magazine? And then they open it up, they go, well, now I see why. Because it's a really great magazine and there's lots of really good, helpful things in there. And I strongly urge that you take a look at it. Pay attention to today's episode, because she's going to share how you can use the magazine, how she chooses the articles, and if you choose to be an author, you can be one as well. She's looking for content as well. So I think these are all good reasons to stick around and watch the episode today. Well, hey everybody, I'm here with my friend Penny Tindall, and she is got the magazines, the Desert Foothills magazines that she actually publishes. I think it's really important that I actually have her today, because I'm sure some of you guys get these in your mailbox, and if you don't, then guess what? We'll figure out a way to get it to you, because there's lots of good information here that I think is very helpful, and that's why I've asked her to come. So thanks for being here, Penny. I appreciate it.
Yes, hello, Las Vegas. I'm here to say hello and give you a little treat about what Desert Foothills living is all about.
Fantastic, that's great. So we're all in the desert, but before we get started, I'd like, I generally say, like a Reader's Digest version, for those of us who are old enough to remember that, right. About who you are, how you got to Vegas, maybe even, and maybe a little bit about what you used to do before, but more importantly, why you choose to do what you do for our community.
Perfect. So first of all, thank you for letting me come. I actually am a first-generation American. Both my parents are from Greece. Ooh. And so I believe in the American dream. So I have traveled all sorts of places. I've lived in Fort Lauderdale, where I went to college. I was a fine arts major. I went back to New Mexico, and then I landed in Las Vegas, and I actually am a UNLV graduate with a business, marketing, and management degree. I've always been involved with customer service, marketing, and sales. So I was a manager, if you could believe, right out of college with J.C. Penney's.
Wow.
Penny, the manager at J.C. Penney's. I've had a lot of small kids say, hey, are you the owner? And I'm like, not yet.
Yeah, yes I am, and you better shut up.
But I sold a lot of Barney slippers because I was a shoe dog, shoe manager, and I went back to Tucson, opened up another store there. Then I said, you know what, Las Vegas is my home, and I do, my sister was here. So we both graduated from UNLV, and I decided Las Vegas is my home since 1989.
Wow, right
Yes.
after me. I got here in 83, so I get it.
Okay, well, I graduated high school in 84, so I was still playing around with different colleges, but I love Las Vegas. And the reason I love Las Vegas is it's all about community. No matter how fast we grow, everybody works on a referral basis. It's who you know. Did you treat them right? You better treat them right, because when you circle back around, it can come back at you. So once I did that, I've done a lot of different things. I've owned an auction house, which was a lot of fun, dealt with a lot of seniors, a lot of veterans. To my heart is seniors. Both my parents passed at a very young age. Oh. So for me, I've always loved, having those neighbors that were, much older than me, or a little bit older than me now that I've gotten older. And I just love the stories that they tell. I love the input they give and their honest opinion.
Yeah.
So when COVID happened, the world kind of came to a halt. But I was very active, and I do a lot of nonprofits. And so I was out there searching the internet, what can I do to be kind of a community partner? Mm-hmm. And that's where I found Best Version Media. They had a published publication that they were trying to open here in Las Vegas, and I got lucky and I was selected in 2023. And I actually kickstarted my magazine May of 2024. So it took me a little bit to get the sponsors, get enough content. But my magazine is basically a community outreach. My goal is to have family-friendly conversations, articles. I don't talk politics, I don't talk religion, but I talk about community.
Oh, let's be clear. We're both, and all of us are of an age, and we were taught you don't speak about sex, you don't speak about religion, and you don't talk politics outside of your home.
Correct.
Right? We don't talk about that with anybody. And even then, it was like still trepidatious with other extended family members, right? So I get that part, and I'm so grateful that you don't bring that stuff up because, frankly, on a day-to-day basis, none of that stuff really matters. It's like, how am I going to live my best life possible without infringing upon other people's rights? I mean, that's really what it boils down to, right?
I mean, it's kind of the American way in my eyes. I mean, like I said, both my parents are immigrants. They've been on both sides of the table, and they've always said that if you have something to give it freely. And so that's my philosophy. That's what I brought up to my kids. I do have 3 kids, and they're fantastic. One is a University of Nevada, Reno graduate.
Boo!
Boo! The other one is from Kansas State, because my husband was from Kansas. And then my youngest daughter is in Syracuse, New York.
Oh, wow.
And she basically told me, I'm leaving the desert, Mom. I'll come visit. So,
that's fun.
So I'm very big into family and community, and also supporting any nonprofit that I can.
Oh, that's outstanding. So one of the things I heard when you were talking, telling us your story about coming and going to Vegas and that you stuck. For me, Vegas has always kind of been like I remember back in the day, there was a claymation cartoon, and it was a Santa Claus thing, but there was this island of what was called the Misfit Toys. And all the toys that were kind of broken or didn't quite fit in would go to that island. But it was interesting because they were all of that nature. They all got along really well and cared for each other. I kind of look Vegas like the island of Misfit Toys. Because one, many people who come here don't feel exactly the way they would like to feel elsewhere, so they come to a different space. But more importantly, because we're all different, we're all unique, we're all misfit, as the case may be, we come here, and this is a community of people who didn't fit in elsewhere. So I love the fact that you're here like that, because I think that's
that's a good point, because a lot of people come and then they leave and they come back and they realize that Las Vegas is their home. We're a unique city. I mean, we have all ages, we have all different types of activity, but no matter what, it mainly draws back that we're pretty community based. I mean, you kind of stay in your little nook, but when you go, maybe jump over the fence to Henderson, and you have a good time in Henderson. So I feel like no matter how big our city grows, we always have that small town mentality, and I believe most locals are extremely friendly here.
Well, and I think that's kind of reflected in your magazine, right? Because you are a neighborhood-based business that hyper focuses on things within a community. So one of the things I loved about your magazine is you do highlight people who are over 55. You do bring in stories of heroes and artists and people who run businesses who are in excess of 55 years old. And I found that was fantastic. So why don't you share a little bit more about your magazine and how you choose what you're going to put into it.
Okay, so on the cover, is always a neighbor. They are a neighbor that lives and works in the community that I'm sponsoring. So my publication, Desert Foothills Living, is Summerlin. It's Summerlin West. It includes Sun City. It includes not Aliante, but kind of on the border of Aliante. And we do the Vistas and the Paseos. So the reason I selected that particular area is it has a good mix of population. The average person there is around 38 to 68. And the homes that I do are all from 700,000 and up, but they're all in gated HOA type of publications. That way, my business sponsors know where the print publication is going, and they get the print publication every month.
May I ask you a real quick question
Yes.
about that? Because I think it's important for people to know this. If, let's say, take for instance, somebody was living in XYZ community in another part of town,
Yes.
and they were contemplating moving to another part of the city,
Right.
could they contact you and say, I'd like to subscribe to your magazine, even though I'm not living there,
Right.
I'd like to subscribe because I'd like to see what's happening over there before I actually move there. Could they do that?
Absolutely. So everyone that gets my print publication has opted in. It is not junk mail, so it always has your name on it. You've always requested for the publication to come to you. So yes, I do have a lot of my sponsors that might be in Henderson, North Las Vegas, Inspirada. They are getting my print publication because they are considered my neighbor. But my main population is that surrounding area.
But somebody could
Absolutely.
say, I'm going to move over here and say Sun City, Summerlin, and I know that you distribute your magazine
Right.
there, and I want to participate. It might be a year or so, but I'd like to see what's going on and get familiar in that, and that totally is a great
Yes.
thing that you can do.
Absolutely. So when I started, I had about 3,000. Now I'm just opted in. I'm about 3,200. My goal is to be 4,000 before the end of the year. So I am definitely on a growth span because what I want to do is provide great content for the neighbors. Most of my content is written by local school teachers in the neighborhood. Some are realtors, financial planners. So if you have a story to tell, you can also email me or call me directly, and guess what? You're going to get published. There's no cost because I am always looking for local content. I am hyper local focused.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Right?
So in doing that then, so when you're deciding, okay, I'm going to put something in the magazine,
Right.
how do you make that decision?
So I do have a few things. My feature story is my cover story.
And that's the neighbor.
That is the neighbor. And in there it's about 750 plus words talking about why they like the community, how they got into the community, and just family friendly content. The second thing I do is I always do a nonprofit. I find a local nonprofit. So for the month of October, because the holidays are coming, I'm doing 3 Square. And so I met them, toured the facility, so I do a nonprofit. The third thing I do is I do a calendar of events for that particular local market, that area that might be a farmer's market, different activities, the Veterans Parade. So I have a calendar of event, and I always do a real estate section which gives you what sold that month, because every neighbor wants to know what sold last month. Did they get their full price? So we give them a snapshot of the neighborhood. I do a wellness article. And then usually I just have family-friendly content in there, maybe for pets or DIY or recipes. But whatever's the hot button for the month, I do a little bit of research. I have a content coordinator. She's been writing content for over 15 years here in Las Vegas. I have a graphic artist that helps me put together the print publication and the theme, and we try to stay on set what we're going to do. But with the neighbor is the most important story. This is why we get 89% reader rate. People want to know who is that on the cover. Like, this is Raymond Wilson, just retired from Silver State Bank. He is someone that most small businesses know. I have I have a lot of seniors, to be honest, because all the homes that I selected when I started, I wanted to make sure there was one bedroom and one bath downstairs. If it wasn't a single story. And the reason I did that is I wanted to have that multi-gen opportunity. Maybe it's the parent coming back, or maybe it's the college kid coming back.
Sure.
You know, and like I said, one of my favorites are my seniors, and I just want to be able to speak about, you know, all their activity and what brought them to Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, one of the things I notice when I go through the magazine, when I get it, is I notice that first off, your calendar of events has things in it many times that are senior focused or senior centric, which is for me fantastic. Mostly because my clients appreciate that, and me being 60, going on 61, I appreciate it. The other thing is I notice that a lot of times the article that you do is almost like a self-empowerment, like somebody is kind of non-victim-y, taking the bull by the horns. Maybe they've achieved something that nobody else in their age bracket has done, or maybe they're new to a particular business or whatever, but it's kind of like inspirational. It feels very genuine, and that these people are bringing in legit energy, especially for those over 55, to the market, and I love that about your magazine.
Well, I mean, I had the honor to meet Deirdre. She was actually called a bluebird. That was a neighbor that called me and said, hey, I get your magazine. I want to tell you my story. So I love those. Those are called bluebirds. Bluebirds send you good news. And Deirdre actually climbed El Capitan at 58.
I remember that story. That was, what, 2-3 episodes ago, right? Or
yes, for June or July. It was near her birthday. And then I met with her, and she climbed it again at 68, making her the world's oldest person to climb El Capitan. She's a Guinness Book World Record person. And she called me, and I actually went ahead and did an extra step. She wrote a book, and I created a book signing, which she was so tickled pink. And after that, she's gone across the nation with her book, because I kind of gave her that little push and said, it's okay to celebrate yourself. Your kids are all grown. Let's talk about you. And that's what I want. I want people to just say, wow, I'm on the cover, and people want to hear my story.
Oh yeah, I found her story very inspirational, and frankly, I mean, she might be a world record holder, but I kind of think she's kind of a badass. She really is. She sort of scares me a little bit, but at the same time, very exciting and intriguing story. I mean, this just tells me that the seniors that I work with have lots of opportunity to do more than many of them even give themselves credit for. So that's very inspirational. Tell us one more story about somebody you met that you thought was just really kind of inspirational.
Well, I mean, Raymond Wilson, I really like him. He's from the Silver State Bank. He just retired. I was trying to get him on my first cover of May of 2024. I just finally got him on August. So 2 years later, I finally caught up to him because he was retiring. And I loved him because he is very big in networking. Mm-hmm. And he is big with the autistic community. He's in a lot of network groups, and he is just a kind soul. Like, that's what I love about, I always try to go to the photo shoot, and I always try to participate in the conversation of them writing the article, because I want to have that passion that they put in the story. So when you ask me, who is this on the cover? I know who they are. I met them, and I know their story. So yeah. I'm just spreading the word.
You hand-selected them and helped guide their story that they're telling to everybody. That's fantastic. So if we were, as we're wrapping this up, what could you tell me specific to your magazine, mm-hmm. that if somebody's sitting on the fence going, well, maybe should I call her? Should I not call her? What should I do? Should I read it? What would you need to tell people to get people to go, ding, 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 that's what I need to do?
Well, I would just say, if you really want to immerse yourself in the Summerlin neighborhood, Desert Foothills Living is a free print publication. It's going to be user-friendly. It's going to give you what activities are in there for the month, and you're going to get to meet your neighbor, or maybe your potential neighbor. We do have other print publications, Inspirada Living, which is in Henderson, Lake Las Vegas, which has a lot of great senior communities there, and we also just opened up Centennial area, which is Las Vegas North Living. So basically our goal is to build different neighborhood community outreaches, and me and the other publishers actually join forces and we create local events, because we know that Las Vegas locals and Henderson locals want to meet each other, and they want feel good, happy stories and learn about local businesses supporting our community.
Yeah, because if we just want to watch depressing stuff, we can just turn on the TV, right? So,
oh, absolutely.
Yuck. I tell people to avoid that as much as you can. All right, great. So that's good to hear. And you're okay if I publish a link to your website or what have you. Now, do you publish those magazines digitally as well?
No, I do have a website that you could go on there. You can see the current articles in there, like a proof document.
So if I were to put something on my website that said, hey, get more information by going here,
Yes.
You'd be cool with that?
Absolutely. The more the merrier. My goal is to maybe create another print publication in 2026.
Oh, okay.
My goal is just to spread the word, feel good news, and also create fun events and meet amazing people like you. I mean, this is a lot of fun. So I just want to tell you that this has been a pleasure to come here. I like to be on this side of the podcast for sure. And if there is a senior out there looking to move, relocate, this is your guy. He is a trooper, and he definitely knows his stuff.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I have one final question before you go.
Okay.
The best Greek food restaurant in Las Vegas.
Well, we have the Greek Food Festival coming, so
Yes.
that's pretty good.
That's always spectacular, by the way. If you're new to Las Vegas, you need to go to that. I think that actually predates the San Gennaro Festival, which is the Italian festival.
Yes.
The Greek Food Festival is spectacular. All kinds of vendors. Is it still being held down at the big Orthodox
Greek
Church?
Orthodox Church, St. John's on Hacienda and
In
Jones.
right, which is a beautiful facility.
Yep.
But they have a huge lot. They purposely bought a lot that they could host their church, which is gorgeous, by the way, and have enough room to have vendors and people there. It's a great place to take your grandkids, introduce them some really good food, really good stuff, right?
It has vendors, it has food, there's always plenty of room. And parking, they've been really good with the shuttle buses and the Metro Police Department, so even if you park down the way, there's going to be a shuttle that brings you right in there. So it's going to be fantastic. So Greek food. So I love a few great restaurants.
Write these down.
Yes. For my favorite is Yasu Greek Grill. That gentleman is from my dad's village from Greece. And so Yasu Greek Grill is on the corner of Charleston and Buffalo.
Yep.
It's a small place with the small dining, but amazing food and affordable. I still love Payman's. Payman remind me of my college days.
They're one of the first big Greek
Yes.
Really, they call themselves Mediterranean grill,
yes.
because they have a couple of Italian things on the menu too, but really good. In my opinion, their hummus is some of the best in town.
They have incredible hummus, and Payman is an incredible host, and I've done events there, and he's incredible. So I would say that there are a lot of great restaurants, and I would tell anybody out there, go give your local businesses the support. I know it's fun to eat at your house, but try to step inside and get a little culture while you eat some food.
Yeah, well, and I also do know both those businesses have done their best to keep their prices affordable.
Correct.
So everybody can come and enjoy it. And I suggest you go in, test a couple of things out, see what you like, don't like. If you like this at this place, then try it again over at another place and see what the differences are, right?
Yes.
And then pick a place or two that you can go to and enjoy. So thank you so much for sharing that, because those are both outstanding places, and the Greek Food Festival is a can't miss.
Yes, Opa, I hope to see you there. I'll be there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Penny. I appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. You know what? Thanks a lot for joining me today on the Living Well and Aging Smart podcast. I trust that you got something out of it. It's never too late to take the next step in aging with clarity, confidence, and in a community that cares about you. If today's episode brought up some questions or you'd like help in your own transition or navigation of housing, I'm just a phone call away. You can reach out to me at 702-303-0040, and or you can go to my website actually at seniораssistanceteam.com and explore some of the options, some of the guidebooks that I have available to you, and take some of the next steps that might be important. Now be sure that if you get value here, that you subscribe to the podcast, you leave a review, and you share this information with somebody you know who would appreciate getting this on a consistent basis, someone you care about. Now, until next time, stay safe, stay smart, keep living well, and keep aging smart.
Rock and rollin', I ain't tired of rock and rollin'. I'll be dancing till